Spirits of Mystery, Whisper of the Past is a hidden objects game, currently free from Prime Gaming until the 26th of June 2024. Seems like Amazon is giving a big fish game away every couple of weeks or so, how does this one stack up to the rest? Well, the first thing I noticed is that the game called me Princess and asked me for my name. So, Princess Tony it is. Sadly, the game referred to me as Princess Erin the whole way through, which was a bit rude. I mean, why even ask me my name then, eh? That did give me the impression that this is primarily for kids, which was reinforced by the first couple of puzzles. One was a simple search across the screen with a magnifying glass, looking for runes, and the second was a simple shape matching game. I can't put my finger on it exactly, but the presentation also felt aimed at a younger audience. It could be the fonts that are being used, the slightly different way that the dialogue boxes are coming up, or the fairy tale vibe that the graphics gave me, even though they're not that much different from the other Big Fish games. What is a little different is the number of cutscenes. They tell a fairly standard fairy tale story of queens, wicked witches and evil lords, cleverly foiled by a young princess. Princess Tony, Erin. The cutscenes have pretty decent voice acting to go along with slightly higher than usual quality animations. They're not going to win any awards, and the lip syncing is still bad, but it did feel like more effort had gone into them. Because I'd been given the impression that this was for kids, I went for a higher difficulty than I usually do. Normally go sort of mid. The difficulty levels here are themed, so we have Princess, Heiress, Queen and Brave Lady. Queen's actually the hardest, and Brave Lady takes the place of the usual custom level, which you can make harder than Queen if you want to, it just doesn't default to that. I went with Queen, which still retains the ability to skip puzzles and get hints, but turns off some prompts, though not as many as I was expecting. That might be because I chose features only when asked what help I wanted as a tutorial. It might be worth saying no to have a bit more of a challenge. You might need it, because the game is on the easy side. Most of the puzzles are simple shape matching. I'd only call a few of them genuine puzzles, like most of them are more mini games. You don't need that many brain wrinkles to complete them. That's fine if I'm right and this is aimed at a younger audience. Some of those puzzles do have a casual and hard mode if you want to tailor your experience a bit more. And assuming you did keep them in the difficulty settings, you can still skip these puzzles. And you can also get hints for the main object use puzzle part if you need it. There were a couple of item use puzzles that didn't make sense straight away, which I used the hint function for, basically just to get on with doing the review. There aren't many locations open at a time, 3 or 4 at most, so if you do get stuck, it doesn't take too long to just brute force a solution via trial and error, clicking everything that you have in your inventory everywhere on screen. That's just not my idea of fun. I finished the game in a little over 3 hours. If I'd not used the hint function a few times, I'd probably have taken 4-ish, maybe a bit more. So it's not really that long a game. The puzzles aren't new to this game, there's no unique ones. I've seen the same type in games over the last couple of months. So they're not going to be especially satisfying to experienced puzzle players. Which I kind of guess I am by now. I've played a lot of these games. The story is a well-told fairy tale, which might not appeal to an adult gamer. There's some charm in it, but obviously it didn't massively appeal to me. But it could do far better with a younger audience. I did look it up, the game is unrated, so open to all ages. And I didn't see anything in there that I wouldn't want my under 10-year-old niece to see. So I would recommend this to budding puzzle adventure gamers. I think it's pitched just right, and if it is too hard for someone, there's plenty of options for a little bit of a nudge, a little bit of help. Or just bypassing altogether. recommend for the younger audience, not quite a recommend for more experienced puzzle players. Pretty short review here, but there's not a lot more to talk about. Well, it turns out that I'm not a princess after all, which is obviously very disappointing, so I'm off to my castle. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.